What's up everybody, Eduardo Talbert here with Monster Tutorials. Today I have like the coolest tutorial ever. I loved it at least. I think you guys are gonna like it too. But I figured out how to make the coolest spider webs, which I was thinking of using in all of my scenes to give it that like old creepy look. And these are like super realistic. They look like this. Those are pretty cool. Have you ever tried to use this and stretch it and everything? I haven't had any luck with this. Always run into trouble. Doesn't look right. The other method is using a glue gun like this and then blowing compressed air right through it to blow a strand of glue to make a spider web, and you do one strand at a time, and it looks so easy on the video. I could not accomplish getting not even one strand of this. Instead I ended up covered in glue. So I went on a quest. I went researching what is a different way to making spider webs that looks real. I mean, short of like finding out how they do it in Hollywood, which I don't know how they do it. I'm assuming it's something similar to what we're doing today. But I saw two tutorials. One of them, this guy made a web shooter using rubber cement. Well, it was really cool, but it's rubber cement. I mean, the two words mean rubber and cement means they're like really tough. First of all, rubber cement, the fumes are really bad for you. If you're smelling the fumes, it's frying your brain, okay? And the other thing is rubber cement. So if it gets on your shirt, on your window, your wall, it's there permanently. You're gonna have to like peel it off, rip it off, and it might damage your stuff. So I thought, okay, that's a good idea, good concept, but I don't like the rubber cement part of it. And then the other thing I saw when I was trying to figure out what to replace the rubber cement with, I saw different types of slime. Some of them that you can stretch all the way into like really thin strands, like thin like a spider web. And I started thinking and doing some research and building some prototypes, and I came up with a solution. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a contraption. All right, I think I need to drink every time I say the word contraption, and you too. So this contraption, what it does is it houses the slime inside, then it spins, and as it spins, it shoots out thin strands of slime that become spider web. Sounds simple, and it is kind of simple. So we're going to build a contraption, and then I'll show you how to make the custom mix, the slime mix, to make the spider web. And then we can go shoot and web everything we see here. Let's get started. This contraption is meant to spin at high speeds. So I tried it with my drill, this guy, but the speed isn't fast enough to make the slime shoot out. So I switched to my trusty Dremel Tool. Okay, this goes from 1,000 to like 35,000 RPM, and it is adjustable. Okay, so I recommend you use a Dremel Tool, and I put links below to the one that I recommend because it has variable speed. And when you're spinning the web, you don't want this spinning at 35,000 RPM. You want it to like 2,000-3,000 RPM. So with that in mind, here are the materials for the contraption. So this is a mandrel for the Dremel tool. And what you do is you put that little screw there, okay? And you put a disc on it. You put a disc on it and then put the screw, and you use that as a cutoff disc. You can use it for sanding, all kinds of things, or for cutting. So we're going to use this mandrel. All right. Next, we are going to get these dollar store containers. I like these because the lids are super, super tight on there. So they seal nice and tight. So I like those. So I took one of those and I drilled a hole right smack in the middle. Okay? So there is the little container with the hole in the middle, and we're going to mount this container onto the mandrel. Additionally, I took a tin can, and cut the bottom off, okay? This is just to add stability to the little container, okay? Because when it's just on the mandrel like this, it's just too wobbly and too, it gets off balance real quick, especially with the liquid in it, and it might fly off, especially at high RPMs, and I don't want you to hurt yourself. So this works as a stabilizing base for the container. And then using a hole punch, I punched a couple pieces from the can and drilled a hole in them and turned them into washers. So these are washers right here. There's a washer, and here is another one. All right, next, let's assemble this. So you take your mandrel, one of the washers you made, and put the screw right through it. Right, just like that. And we're going to put that screw through the inside of the container. The best way to do that is with a pair of pincers like this, so that you can go and stick it right there. See? That went right through. Okay, there's the inside. Right. Now we take the bottom of the can, and make sure when you cut it that you bend these edges so that they don't cut you because they're super sharp, and make sure that the hole you drill at the bottom of the can is right in the middle so it's nice and balanced, so it doesn't wobble either. So we're going to put it through there. We're going to put another washer right there. And the washers just help stabilize it, and they help stopping the slime from leaking out. And now we put the mandrel on top. Just screw it in there and then tighten it, but not too tight because you don't want to crack your little plastic cup. All right, that's nice and solid there, and it's nice and balanced. Okay, I know it's balanced because I already tried it, but now the last thing we're going to do, this part is super important, is we're going to take a needle, something really sharp like that, and the holes, there are 4 holes here. They need to be not even the size of this needle. So if your needle goes all the way through, the hole is too big and you're going to get globs of slime flying out. You need strands of slime. So you're going to heat the tip of the needle and you're going to put it in the container on the side, but just barely, so that the tip barely cuts across to the other side. And that's what I did. I did 4 holes here, and they are tiny holes. See, the needle doesn't fit through it, but there's a hole on the other side over here. So now you pretty much got your contraption done. Now let's move on to making the formula. All right, for the web formula, all we need is liquid soap. This is just regular liquid dish soap from Trader Joe's. And this is a clear glue, like school glue. Both of them are non-toxic and biodegradable, unlike rubber cement. So I like that. Now we're going to put in this cup 1 part of dish soap, 2 parts of glue. And we're going to mix it up until it gels up. 2 parts glue. And you may have to tinker with your formula. I've tried 2 or 3 different formulas and I've settled into this one, which is 3 parts glue and 1 part soap, and I'll show you why. Here's the 2 parts of glue. We'll add the 3rd part later. 1 part soap. Okay. And when you mix it, it'll gel up really thick. And right now this does not flow. This is just a big slimy mess, right? So mix it real well. Then when it's done, make sure it stays in there. And we add that 3rd part of glue now. So we'll take 1 more part of glue, small part, put it in there and mix it again. And this should kind of like dilute that and make it start flowing. And if you see it flow and move, like that, it's moving, it means you're doing it right. If it's too thick and doesn't move, then add more glue until it thickens all the way. All right, that is perfect. It's nice and flowing. So we're going to cap it. And now comes the fun part. We're going to go and web everything we can find. So how this works is you get your contraption. We're going to mount it on the Dremel tool, right? And I'm going to spin this, and this is going to shoot web straight out that way, that way, that way. Now as it spins, so we need to direct the web where we want it to go. And for that, we use the second part, which is a hairdryer. So how this is going to work, and I'm going to show you in a minute in detail, is I'm going to aim this that way. Let's say we're shooting the web towards my horses over there. And we're going to turn the hairdryer, and we are going to gently blow the strands towards where we want them to go. So let's go try this out. So I've set up this little area right here, and this is supposed to be like the specimen area of Brookside University, where all the rare specimens of everything from fairies to bugs to shrunken heads and chupacabras fetus, where they reside here. And this looks really cool as it is, but I'm trying to make it look like it's a lab or a science department that was discovered about after 100 years of being abandoned. So we need to have the spider web there. Okay, that will totally turn this and make it look more authentic. Right now I have the bright lights on so you can see the web. Now the hardest part is not making the web. The hardest part is to making the shot with the camera so that you can see the web. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we're going to spin this gently, like 2,000-3,000 RPM. I don't know exactly how many RPM that is, but anyway, not all the way. And then we're going to blow with the hairdryer the web onto the display. And don't worry about this, it's soap and glue. It cleans up with water, doesn't leave any residue, and is biodegradable. Okay, here is another scene, and as you can see I have the leather face mask. This is the area where the killer would have been sewing the masks together. So we have some organs right there. Right, and then we have some kidneys and a heart. And we have the lanterns we made earlier. There's another one right there. And just some old tools that I found. But it needs spider web, so let's web it. Oh, that web shooter turned out awesome, huh? I'm gonna be webbing everything. So if you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see spider web on every single video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.